afternoon. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 9th of October. Now for anybody new here, I pretty much let my guides just channel through to you and get messages to you, so stay watching. I also talk a lot about the Great Awakening process and current global energies as well. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, hit those like buttons guys, and chat down below. We often have little conversations here and share our experiences with each other, so feel free to comment and I will get started and we'll just see what comes up. Actually, the sun's just coming out here now. It's the afternoon, it's Sunday afternoon here, and we had snow overnight, yes, again, and rain, and now it's sunny again. So we're getting a lot of seasons all in one day, as I think you guys are finding that too. So I'll close my eyes, we'll get started and we'll just see what comes up. Oh, they're showing me the little people, and the little people are pushing the hurdles in front of government again. This is great. And it's showing me them using all their strength and power to like push these hurdles in front of government. And when the hurdles get pushed in front of government, as we know here, it causes government to have to take a detour and find ways to go around the people. And it slows down their rollout. So this is great. There's people pushing hurdles in front of government. Not us. It's the people waking up. The people waking up are starting to push hurdles in front of government. There's going to start to be a lot of backlash. There's a lot of things going on they're saying about timing. The timing of everything is off. So everything they're trying to roll out and implement is off. And that's why people are waking up to it. So they're smelling a rat. They are. People know something's off. I think I talked about it a couple of months ago. It's like when you put rotten prawn heads or fish into a bin, a rubbish bin, and it's a really hot like couple of days or something, and it goes off and you can smell the rotten garbage and the rotten fish in the bin. It's that kind of smell. People are sensing and smelling that something's off, like the rotten garbage. Oh, we know what the rotten garbage is, don't we? Anyway, we'll just see where else we go with this today, but people are starting to really smell something's off. Okay. Now they're showing me these are the people waking up. They're putting on these goggles, and they're putting on goggles. They're called goggles of protection. And it's almost saying to me they're putting on these goggles to protect themselves from being, it's almost like showing like government spraying capsicum spray at people and spraying things at people. It's like you're putting these goggles on to protect yourself. It's like when you go underwater, you put your goggles on so you can see and you don't get stinging eyes from the chlorine. That's what I'm getting for these people waking up. They're starting to see things, but they're starting to also protect themselves as well. So they're finding ways now to protect themselves kind of from the narrative, but they're still able to see things that are coming at them. So I'm getting that they've like put these goggles on, which enables them to see clearer and with more clarity. And I keep saying the veils have lifted and the curtains are open on the reset agenda, that now these people are starting to see things with more clarity because they've got their sort of diving protective goggles. You could almost say it's like those safety goggles. They're putting those on, and it's allowing them to see with better clarity. They probably don't have the crystal glasses that I talk about the people waking up like us have. I don't think they've got the crystal glasses, but they're working their way towards that. But anything's good. If they're seeing clearer, then that's a really positive thing. So we'll take that as positive, that the people waking up have put on their safety goggles to sort of protect them as well from government, but they're also starting to see the truth. Oh God, I hope so. Let's see where else we go today. God, I'm getting France. I'm getting France is rising up. We got the Eiffel Tower in Paris the other day. I know, Louise, you got that as well. You kept getting pictures of the Eiffel Tower. I have been too. I've been seeing that a lot. And I do get that there's this people power, the rising up in France. Gosh, see, the thing is what we only get shown snippets. We don't know what's really going on in some of these countries. So there's a lot more going on than meets the eye than what we're even getting sort of information fed to us. Sometimes we don't get the information till a couple of months later. And I know even here on my channel, I can say things and we can all kind of, you know, query it and go, well, I wonder if that's happening. Even I do. But then sometimes down the track we'll find out months later that, yeah, that did happen, or one of these truth movements or these whistleblowers sort of came out and told their story, and it can be around these specific areas. So I am getting that people rising in Paris. There's a lot of shifts happening over in France, Paris. We know there is. We know Macron's got it all rolling out. I always say how he's fairly mature in his approach. He is quite methodical. He does things in a very calm and centered way, and that's what I'm getting for France and sort of Paris and these regions, that Macron, there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on, but I do feel that sort of fight back in France, and it could be that pushing of the hurdles. They're going to push some hurdles in front of government, which isn't a bad thing. The more hurdles, the better. Anything that makes these government leaders take detours and slows them down. I'll just see where else we go today. God, I'm getting Europe, London, Belfast, Munich. I'm getting the rising. I'm still getting, I did say in October there'd be a lot of people rising up. I'm getting these like capitals are rising, meaning the energy is rising, the people are rising. They're starting to stand their ground. They're starting to feel stronger. They're starting to become united again. See, people want to be together. They don't want to be separated and drawn apart again. Gosh, did I tell you, I don't know if you guys have heard much about it, but apparently there are new cases of, yes, polio on the rise, yes, and apparently it's been caused by some vaccine, which we know they're going to lie and cover up, but apparently polio is on the rise, and of course there'll be a vaccine for that, and they are actually saying it's in a lot of unvaccinated people. Apparently they're blaming the unjabbed again, so be warned, there's a lot of new things coming out. I did say they might change the CV virus to something else because we know they've got to keep the jab wheel going, so I am getting that there's these new little things starting to transpire. So let us know down below if you're getting any of these things, but I have heard polio, and we did talk about measles the other day is another one on the rise. Because, well, probably COVID probably gives you that because it seems to give you everything else according to the health professionals. I'll just see where else we go today. Hang on a second. God, they're showing me Australia and New Zealand again. I'm getting Australia and New Zealand, and there's been a bridge built from Australia to New Zealand. They're showing me this like rickety old bridge. It's not even very stable. So that connection between like Australia and New Zealand is not very strong and stable. It's a bit of a weak link, actually. I was saying how Jacinda Ardern likes to join with Elbow, our Prime Minister, and stay stronger as smaller nations. But I do feel that bridge is still a bit of a weak link that's joining the two countries. It's not a very stable bridge. It could kind of collapse at any time. It's not well built. So I'm getting that it's a bit of a weak connection. Well, we know that because it's more about egos. If you think about Elbow and Jacinda Ardern, you got two big egos. They're probably trying to outdo each other, but at the moment they have connected with this. It's like showing me like the scanty kind of bridge, just to make their countries look bigger in the scheme of things. So I am getting the bridge isn't that great. It's not that strong and that stable. It could be like broken at any time. And particularly it's saying from the Jacinda Ardern side, because she's a person, and as we know here, who likes to rise to the top. So she's the kind of person who would, if someone was like climbing across the bridge and nearly at this other side, she's the person who would like cut the rope and make the bridge drop. She's that kind of person. So that's what makes it unstable. It's the New Zealand side. Not that Elbow's perfect. God, he's not perfect at all. But I do feel like she's very ruthless in her climb to the top. She's only using the bridge as a means of staying connected and building her own power we know that's probably true. If you're living in New Zealand, I'm sure you don't doubt that at all. So I am getting that for Jacinda Ardern. She's really trying to rise to the top and be very recognised. And she is, because you think about it, New Zealand's not a huge country, but she's having a lot of say and a lot of input at the moment into all this global agenda. So again, we've got one of the egos sort of trying to rise to the top, yet another one. Let's see where else we go today. God, they're showing me like the Grand Canyon. So I'm getting these visuals of the Grand Canyon. And if you think of the Grand Canyon, it's a very old landscape. It has probably been there for millions and millions and millions and millions of years. It's very, it's just got that, I'm thinking about the layers, like the layers to the Grand Canyon. Like you got they're showing me like the layers of the sands or the dirt or whatever you want to call it, but it's very, very layered, and it's got the big sort of peaks and the troughs. It's got the deep troughs and the big peaks, and it's kind of saying that this is what's currently going on. We've got this older energy and this older wisdom, and then you've got the sort of streams that are flowing through the middle. Hang on a sec, where else do we go with this today? Wait a sec. Yeah, and this is what I'm getting. It's this timelessness, this timeless energy. And this is what they're trying to say to me. When you think of the Grand Canyon, a lot of that, the sort of deep crevices and things are caused by erosion, and things get eroded away over time. So it's when things get chipped away and eroded away. And this is what they're representing of the people waking up. They've been eroded away for 3 years, I guess you could say. And it's starting to leave an impact on them. It's wearing away at part of their sort of spirit, their soul, and it's sort of leaving like what's left. So I'm getting that for this Grand Canyon energy. It's this, it as much as it's like eroded people away and it's worn away at their human spirit and everything, they're still having to sort of scramble their way out and find their wisdom and strength in this. So this is why this waking up process can take such a long time, because it takes time for people to wake up. So that's why I'm getting this whole Grand Canyon energy, because it's the layers. That's why we're getting back to the layers. It's the layers of learning. So you think about it, when the pandemic first hit, people went straight into that narrative, and then they started to get hit by other waves, and then more boosters and more this and more that. So it started to wear away at their energy and take a part of them. So this is what I'm getting. It's kind of eroded parts of them. So now they're having to sort of dig deep and find that wisdom. So that's why I'm getting that sort of older energy now, because sometimes it's when things like break you down and chip away at you, that it's that phoenix rising from the ashes. And if you think of that Grand Canyon, it's just that old energy. I think of things like, I remember once watching a show, was it the Brady Bunch or something, and they visited the Grand Canyon, and there was native Indians in it, and there was all this beautiful culture and just the majestic scenery of that. So that's what I'm kind of getting now for these people waking up. It's that kind of Grand Canyon energy, where they've been eroded down over a period of time, but now they're having to kind of build back up, and it's exposing their true beauty. So I feel like we might be starting to see a lot of these people waking up, starting to be exposed for like their real inner strengths, fighting back, finding that power to fight back, and really stretching themselves to find out the truth. I do believe that's starting to happen with a lot of these people waking up. So that's why we're getting that Grand Canyon energy. And it's also got that stream flowing through the center. So it's about these people learning to also go with the flow and not resisting as well, and just letting life kind of take them in the direction that they're sensing, they're feeling, they're knowing, and they're starting to understand. So that's why we're getting the Grand Canyon energy. Not us. They're showing me, they're showing, not me, they're showing all of us, you watching my channel. We're over here with the Indians sitting around the fire, beating our drums like this, and sort of la 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 la, and having that sort of tribal kind of council. So we're all having this relaxing tribal council. That's what I'm getting for us. We're just chilling out around the fire at the moment. That's where most of us are. Let's see where else we go today. Now, they're saying there's a lot to take away from this experience. Now, we know this experience has been bloody hard. This has probably been the hardest few years of all of our lives. This has not been easy to navigate at all. And what the guides are saying is circumstances don't define us. So whatever we've been through in the past doesn't define us as a person. I often think about this because it's been so tiring, as we all know. But I often think about this, that do people who I used to post things on Facebook and everything think I'm absolutely crazy? Like, I say that to my husband, they must think I'm completely mad. You know how we get told we're tin hats, we're conspiracy theorists, we're this and that. And sometimes that's been a really hard part of this journey, I think, hasn't it, to kind of understand. I've never doubted where my thoughts were, and I know you guys are probably the same. I've always felt strong in my truth. But I do sometimes feel like people might think we're absolutely mad and crazy. And you do have moments where you do doubt yourself and you feel like, oh, is this really real? But then our story gets corroborated, rather, is that the word, when it gets supported by the truth and things start to roll out and people still don't see it, but we see it like with such great clarity. And you can't, as a lot of you guys say here, you can't unsee what you've already seen, and I think that's very true. We can't go back. All we can do is keep moving forward and hope that one day these people who are creating their Grand Canyon are going to wake up and finally start to realise what's actually going on out there and how they're being lied to by their government, by their health professionals, by the media. And that's a lot to take in, isn't it? Let me see if there's something else today. Hang on a minute. God, it's showing me all of us. And the guides are saying that we'd all love to just go and live on a tropical island together. Like, we really would. We would really all love to just pack our bags and move right away and just be all on our own in our state of awakeness. And it's funny, isn't it? Because it's like that's our dream and that's like our vision of our safe place to be. But the guides are kind of saying that we kind of do that anyway. In our minds and in our thoughts. Sorry guys, this has been the most tiring experience of any of us have ever been through. I'm sure of it. But we're actually living like on our own little islands of isolation. It's kind of saying that, and it's not that we're really isolated, but having been through what we've been through, we've had to learn to navigate these things in a really, how would you say it? In a really, I guess, isolated way, but coming from a place of our own inner strength and power. So we actually are living that kind of life. We're still communicating and we're still having relationships and we're still navigating. But it is like that energy. I think I talked about it a while ago, about that Gilligan's Island where we all ended up on the productive castaways on Gilligan's Island. Well, that's what it feels like. We're actually living that life already. We are. We've sort of semi-separated ourselves from standard society in a good way in order to protect ourselves and keep ourselves strong. That's what I'm getting today, that we're already living on our tropical islands in our tropical island hideaways and we're just doing the things that relax us and keep us strong and empowered. I'll see if there's something else to close with today. Yeah, I'm just getting those sharks are circling. They're giving me the Jaws music. We know these big corporate industries and things are ready to pounce. They're ready to jump on the little people. It's so sad. It's just so sad being so divided and just watching this from afar. You know, it really is. It's hard to watch this evolving, isn't it? And no one's listening and there's nothing you can say. They just have to learn it at their own pace. That's just a fact. Just let me see something to close with today. God, for some reason I'm getting that song Goldfinger of James Bond. Goldfinger. He's a man with an iron lung. I think he had an iron lung. I don't even know. I love James Bond movies. But I am getting that. So I'm thinking that gold could be a very good investment to be making. Maybe that's the hint that the guides are trying to give us there. Gold. And then I'm getting that other song by Spandau Ballet. Gold, always believe in your soul. That's another song. We're getting a lot of hints about gold today. So I'm either guessing that we go and invest in gold, hock some gold. Yeah, I think gold's going to be a great investment moving forward because it's something solid and tangible that you can hand down to your kids. It always pretty much holds its value. And that's a message I'm going to leave you with today. Go and purchase some gold. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll come on tomorrow and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like buttons, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.